Hello there, boys and girls. I'm Sergeant Sarah.
And I'm Agent Shiggy.
Thank you for joining us again. We are doing the Lord's Army ABCs together, and today we are on the letter C. So I want to tell you a word that I think of that begins with C in the Lord's Army, and then Agent Shiggy's going to share a word with you. So for me, I think of commander. If you are in the military, you have a commander. And Agent Shiggy and I, and anyone else, our private, anyone else that is in the Lord's Army has a commander, and it's Jesus Christ. He is the commander-in-chief. And I want to read a verse to you from the Bible that talks about that. It's Colossians 1:18, and it tells us, He is the head of the body, the church. He is the beginning and the firstborn from among the dead, so that in everything He might have the supremacy. You know, a good soldier follows their commander's orders, and that's what you and I are to do. So now, Agent Shiggy, what is the letter that you think of for C?
I thought of courage for C. In 2 Timothy 1:7, we're told, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and a sound mind." Courage means doing what's right even when it's scary.
That is very true. Being in the Lord's Army, you need courage. That's a good one. I like that. Well, now it's time to look at the Bible and the books of the Bible, and I tell you the ones that start with that letter. So for C, we've got a few things going on here. So first of all, in the Old Testament, we have 1st and 2nd Chronicles. Now, these books tell us the history of God's people, especially focusing on the king who led God's army, the different kings. And they remind us how important it is to follow God faithfully. Then we go to the New Testament. Well, we have the book of Colossians. That's a letter that Paul wrote to the church in Colossae, teaching them about who Jesus is and how to live for Him. And that's where the verse we read earlier came from. It came from the book of Colossians. Well, then we have 1st and 2nd Corinthians, and those were letters that were written to the church in Corinth. So those are the books of the Bible. And now Agent Shiggy is going to talk about the hero spotlight.
Our Bible hero is Cornelius. Cornelius was a Roman soldier, a military commander who loved God. Even though he wasn't Jewish, he prayed to God daily. God sent Peter to tell Cornelius about Jesus, and Cornelius and his whole family became believers. His story shows us that God welcomes people from every nation into His army when they seek Him.
That is so true. He does. Everybody is welcome. Everybody is welcome in God's kingdom and in His army. Well, now it is time to join our private for the letter C in the military style of communication.
Letter C. In military talk, the letter C is called Charlie. This word has more than one meaning. It can refer to a specific unit or group of soldiers. So you could say we follow our commander-in-chief with courage like a true Charlie unit.
Thank you, Private.
Bravo,
Yankee Echo.